Hello and welcome. This class is all about core strength and pelvic stability. So when you're ready, meet me in supine in your favourite relaxation position. So just going to take a few breaths to release the tension from the mind and the body. And as you inhale, I want you to feel your torso expand. And really work on the exhalation. And feel the natural core contraction. So focus the mind now on the body. Get the rhythm and the coordination of the breath and the core. Okay, when you're ready, go ahead and bend the knees, feet about hip width apart. Just need to arch and flatten a few times to wake up those core muscles. And so when you're ready, as you inhale, arch the back, feel the front of the body lengthen, make sure it's comfortable for your back as the muscles contract. And then as you exhale, I just want you to think about, it's not a pelvic tilt, you just draw the waistline towards the mat and you will feel a good strong abdominal contraction. Draw up the pelvic floor. Inhale one way. And then exhale, just drawing the waistline down. So just a rocking between extension and then on the exhalation, just draw back a little with the waistline to get some abdominal action. And one last time. Okay. Now we're going to use a series, just build up nice and slowly, of single leg work. And we're going to keep the upper body up, and that's going to help maintain this neutral alignment and the core contraction. So when you're ready, as you exhale, lengthen out through the arms, slide them towards your feet, shoulders away from the ears, come up with the upper body, and just feel that connection right here. So hands behind the head, let the head rest in the hands. And the next time you exhale, keep an eye on the pelvis, make sure it doesn't rock as you lift one foot, inhale down, exhale the other foot, inhale down. When you get to a stage where you are feeling that you're being challenged enough and you can maintain a core contraction, you're not creating tension in the neck or the shoulders, and you're able to breathe, then you will continue at that progression. If you need to modify it any time, if you do start to struggle, please take it back one level. So we're going to move it right up to tabletop and coming down, maintaining your neutral spine, your neutral pelvis. And the next time you lift a leg, hold it up if you're going to come with me to the next level. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, just let that other foot brush along the mat and lift up. Now we reverse it. As you exhale, if you can't quite reach the mat without your back arching, then you don't have to go all the way down. Taking the foot down, just tapping the mat, staying nicely lifted. So you've got the core muscles maintaining stability through the pelvis. You've got that upper body lift with a little bit of help from rectus abdominis. You've got the flexion of the body and the forceful breath out. Exhale, internal obliques. You've got the pelvic floor working. You've got the diaphragm working. You've got the entire core cylinder helping you execute these movements smoothly and safely. If you want to come with me now, we're going to reach out at a 45-degree angle without letting the rest of the body go with the leg. So exhale, inhale, let the neck relax. Now we're going to pick up the pace so you can exhale one leg, inhale the other. Now you really need some core stamina here because you are having to Breathe continuously, maintain a core contraction continuously as you move those legs. Last two coming up. And release. And just hug your thighs in a moment. Exhale. Inhale. And now we're going to move into a prone leg pull down. So I'll see you on your forearms and your knees in a prone position. So to save the wrists, we're going to stay with our arms at number 11, elbows under the shoulders, and then you move the knees back until you're in a horizontal line from your head to your tailbone, and you want the core muscles engaged. Just give me a very slight tuck of the tailbone and feel the core muscles working. And then you just want to let the shoulder blades come together, let your upper body drop, and then arch all the way up, and then choose a midpoint there. Okay, so when you're ready, as you exhale with the toes tucked, you're going to lift one knee, stretch the leg, bring it back down. Now, anytime you need to, please sit back into child's pose. Even this can be quite challenging. No rocking and rolling through the pelvis. Watch the position of your head. Think about your shoulders and shoulder blades. So this is a level, well actually this is a level 1, just holding it here. Bringing one knee up at a time is a level 2. A level 3 would be both knees. So when you're ready, if you want to come with me, we're just going to maintain the stability through the body. Exhale, push the knees. Inhale, tap, exhale. So some core strengthening here, upper body strengthening as well. Exhale. Make sure that your back isn't sagging. Make sure your hips aren't sagging. Make sure you're not jackknifing either. So literally just think about pushing the heels away. Crown of the head reaches forward. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. And then open up the knees, sit back into child's pose for a moment. Okay, so moving to a modified teaser. Bring the legs around. It can be a little uncomfortable on the coccyx here, so if you need some padding, go ahead and take some. And you're just going to take your arms back behind you. You're going to try and find that nice long line from the ear through the shoulder, through the hip. So you don't want to be sagging like this. You want a nice neutral spine and pelvis. And then as we exhale, we're going to lift, inhale, exhale, inhale. Drop the pelvic floor. You can come right on to the tips of your fingers if you like. Line of vision on a diagonal, up the wall a little. Then if you want to work a little bit harder, you can bring one leg up, followed by the other, and then you can tap down. So very similar to the single leg work we did in supine. If you feel it in your back, then you want to take a break. If you want to move on with me, we are just going to tap with both toes. And then if you want to take it up to the next level, you can stretch the legs out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. There are more advanced versions of this exercise, but we're just going to take 3 more. You can come right up onto fingertip, thumbs. You can see if you can balance if you wish. And then hold it. If you're still with me, you can have the knees bent if you like. You can bring your hands in front and then just see if you can balance. And release. Then come down onto your back. Keep the knees bent, take the feet nice and wide, knees touching, and breathe. I'm going to finish with a spine twist. So when you're ready, you can just shift your hips slightly away from me and then let your knees drop towards me. Now you want to try and keep your shoulder blades down, so you may have to have a block between the knees, for example, or you can just support that top knee, breathe, and with each exhalation you'll probably find that you can release just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, until in the end you can use the weight of your hand to ease the knee down. You'll feel a nice opening up all into the outside of the hip and thigh area, but you're also going to feel a really nice reset for the spine. Turn your head away in the other direction. Now you can stay here as long as you like, or we're going to go to the other side. So shift your hips towards me, and this time your knees drop away. And again, just try and keep your shoulder blades down, and make a note of how it was probably easier one side than the other. So we tend, through habitual movement patterns, we tend to create tension in the body, in the muscles, in the fascia. We get very stiff and tight on one side, and that can create all sorts of issues later on, arthritis for example, stenosis, herniated discs, all sorts of things. So just be aware of the imbalances in your body, try and correct them. And so I'm going to leave you back in Shavasana, or you can continue with your spine twists if that's relaxing. And you're just going to release, relax, and feel the effects of what you've done today in your body and on your mind.